that sun? Spring is here, summer's right around the corner, and I know a lot of you are looking at a bike you've got in your garage or your hallway and thinking, ooh, I should go out and ride that. But if you haven't ridden in a while, taking the first steps can be a little hard, especially if you're nervous about your safety on the road, or maybe you're a driver and seeing cyclists on the road makes you nervous. Well, that's why today we're going to talk about the rules of the road so that you can be more confident, more comfortable, more safe, that's the biggest thing, and just have more fun. That's right, rules are fun! What do we think? Was that too much? Obviously, laws are different everywhere, so this won't be a totally definitive list. Make sure you check your local area before you go riding if you're not already sure. Now, the other thing you want to check before you get on your bike, make sure you've got a helmet on, put some lights on your bike. What's required by law in most places is a front light and a rear reflector at night, but I would recommend daytime and nighttime lights, front and back, no matter when you're riding or where you're riding. And the other thing you want to do is just check and make sure your bike is in good shape. Make sure nothing on the bike is loose that's supposed to be tight. Make sure your tires are inflated and make sure your brakes work. Keep your eyes peeled, keep your ears open, make sure you can see and hear what's happening around you. And if you've got a phone, put it away. Having your phone out to text or call isn't illegal everywhere, although it is in some places, but it is a bad idea everywhere you're riding your bike. Now, in most places, it's illegal to ride your bike on the sidewalk if you're 12 years old or older.
But what if I'm young at heart?
If you're that young at heart, you can't come get beers with us after the video shoot. There are also some streets where riding bikes has been made illegal out of concern for safety. So expressways and highways, you don't want to be riding bikes there. And then streets like this, Ridge Avenue in Evanston, get pretty busy. So they've marked it with signs letting you know that it's illegal to ride your bike here. Now don't worry, this still leaves us plenty of places where you can ride your bike. Obviously bike paths, and then streets, even if they don't have a bike lane painted on the side of the road, any street that's not marked otherwise is totally good for you to ride your bike on. Just remember, if you're riding your bike on the street, you're considered a vehicle, just like a motorcycle or a car, or a horse. Or a horse's vehicle. Cut that out, I don't know if horses are vehicles. When you're riding in a street you share with cars, make sure you're riding in a nice steady line, so that you're being really visible and really predictable. It can be really tempting to duck behind parked cars for a little bit of the street, but then when you duck back out, cars that are driving don't expect you to come out, so it's really not a safe thing to do. Whether or not there's a painted bike lane on the side of the road, make sure you're riding in the same direction as traffic. Riding against traffic puts you at much greater risk for a collision with a car or another cyclist who's headed the right way. Make sure you're keeping a safe distance between yourself and the cars. So obviously moving cars, you want to keep about 3 feet. That's the legal distance pretty much everywhere. That's something for drivers and cyclists to look out for. Also, keep a couple feet distance between yourself and parked cars. They may not be moving, but there can be people inside them who are. And lots of cyclists can tell you horror stories of getting hit with a suddenly opened car door. Like any other vehicle, you want to make sure you're always yielding to pedestrians. You want to make sure that you are pulling over for emergency vehicles like ambulances and fire trucks. And you want to make sure that you are obeying all, that's right, all traffic signs. That means one-ways, railroad crossings, do not enter signs, red lights, stop signs, directional arrows. Any traffic sign you see, unless it's otherwise marked, also applies to bicycles. Can I get one of these, like for my apartment? If you get to an intersection and you want to turn, right turns are pretty simple. You're already on the right side of the road, you're going to the right side of the road. But if you're doing a left turn, you've got a couple options. Some roads you can manage that sort of full swing like you would do in another vehicle, but if it's a really busy intersection, it might be safer to do it as 2 crosses of the street, first in one direction and then in the other. Now, your bike doesn't come with turn signals or brake lights like your car does, but you can still signal when you're going to turn and stop. In some places it's the law, but everywhere it's a pretty good idea. Again, you want to be predictable and visible whenever you're on the road. So, when you want to signal a turn, you can just point in whichever direction you're turning. Some people like to use their left arm to signal, so instead of pointing right, they'll bring their left arm up like this, and then if you want to stop, it's down. Those are your turns. This is a thumbs up. Lastly, if you're riding an e-bike, make sure you check the laws in the places you're going to ride, because class 1, 2, and 3 e-bikes are all going to be regulated differently in different areas.
Wait.
What is it, David?
You forgot the most important rule.
I did? I don't think it's a law in most places, but yeah.
Enjoy your ride.